Hi, my name's Natalia and I'm the head of international sales at LUMATEK, and welcome to our first ever live stream show. We are really excited to be here tonight, and we have got an action-packed evening for you all. We've got everything from product development updates to a giveaway. Thank you to everybody who entered. We've also got a Q&A, so if anybody has any questions whatsoever about all things LUMATEK, do please feel free to ask and we'll do our best to answer them. And really excitingly, we have got an exclusive surprise for you guys tonight, so do please stay tuned because we are really excited to share this with you. Before we start, I'd also like to take a moment just to say a humongous thank you to everybody who has made this year what it's been for LUMATEK. To start with, I'd like to thank the influencers and the content creators for helping us to spread the word about our new range. Of course, I'd like to thank all of our retailers and wholesalers and all of our friends at those companies. You guys are amazing, and thank you so much for taking this leap of faith into this new technology with us. And a special shout out to some of my customers who bought stock before they had even seen it on the faith of my word and the LUMATEK word, so thank you guys. And of course, last but absolutely not least, a humongous thank you to the people who are at the core of why we do what we do. And that's the growers. So thank you all for tuning in, and let's get started. Hey Martin.
Hi Nat, how are you? Sorry, just having here a light reading.
Fantastic.
I'll leave this one here.
How you doing, mate?
How are you? You good?
Wicked.
How are you guys? My name is Martin Viana, Director of Business Development and Commercial Sales. And it's a pleasure to welcome to our stand of this year. It was unfortunate that we could not show it due to obvious reasons, due to COVID. But here we are showing our 2020 live show, and I hope you enjoy it. It looks like we have some news about current products, am I right?
Yeah, I mean, as most people probably know already, due to our awesome content that we've been releasing, and just in the fact that it's been an extremely successful product, we have released a full range of LED fixtures this year, which have been a huge success. We've had so much positive feedback, and we are truly really grateful for all the feedback that we receive, because it is a huge part of the reason that our products are to the quality that they are. So here's the man who made it all happen.
Indeed, regarding what she said about the quality of the products, it's been an amazing year, due mostly to our LED range. Of course, that's not only that, but I will try to start to cover some of our current products. Let's start here with the ATIS. As you probably know, most of you, we have released two versions of the ATIS 200 and the ATIS 300. One of these ATIS 200 is suitable for 0.6 per 0.6, as you can see more or less on the Power PPFD maps, and the 300 watt for 0.8 per 0.8. Is it true? It's true that we, on our specs, we mentioned the footprint one per one, so 1 square meters. Obviously that here we are talking about veg. For flowering, it is perfect for 0.8 per 0.8. So if you do flowering on a grow tent one per one, you may notice a lack of performance on the edges. Of course, that if you are considering a reflection of the shades of your shading material, you may expect the PPF to increase. This is about the ATIS. Let's go here to the next wattage. We have the ZEUS 465, where we have two versions of it. So we have the standard version, which is a 2.3 micromole per joule efficiency, and the 2.7. The main difference are obvious, the efficiency of the diodes, and of course we can also say that it will affect the footprint. On our records we state 1.2 per 1.2. The standard version, you can use it in 1 per 1, so I mean 1 square meter grow tents or grow box, and it will perform quite well. The 2.7 micromole per joule efficiency unit, so the Pro, it is perfect for 1.2 per 1.2. As you can see on our PPFD maps, it has a great canopy average, and you just need to regulate the intensity for veg and for flowering. Then we move to our main hit, our biggest hit this year. It has been a tremendous success, the ZEUS 600 watt Pro. Also we have two versions of it. So again, the standard version with 2.3 micromole per joule efficiency. This actually can be used in 1.2 per 1.2 grow tents. I mean the 2.3 version, so the standard. Obviously that you can expect the frame to be tied to your grow tent if you are using a grow tent, but it will perform well. If you are using the Pro, we state 1.5 per 1.5 footprint. Once again, we are talking about veg. So if you notice on our power maps that you are seeing right now on the screen, you can notice that you are expecting and you are having a lack of performance on the edges. So if we count with reflection, these numbers of PPFD will increase.
Hey Martin,
yeah.
For anybody at home who's wondering how confident we are in this product and its longevity, what would you say to them?
Yeah, I think we would not, thank you Nat, I think we would not state 5-year warranty if we were not comfortable enough with the quality of the products. We say it can last you 60,000 hours lifetime, actually it can last you more. Obviously this is just a reference. You can expect this unit to perform really well during the first 5 years without any kind of issue. And of course, if you have any kind of issue, either on your light bar, either on your driver or on your fixture, you are covered under the 5-year warranty and we will replace it straight away. Once again, we don't expect this to happen, but if it happens, we will replace it and obviously honor our warranty.
Come take a seat, Martin. Let's have a chat.
Let's go.
Cool, so 2020 has definitely been a bright year, but we're expecting 2021 to be even brighter. So obviously we've discussed a lot about LEDs and there have been a phenomenal new range. But of course, our bread and butter has always been the HID line. And I hear we have some improvements coming to our HID line. Maybe you could talk a little bit about those.
For sure. So of course that LED, we have no doubt that it will be the future.
Yeah.
It hasn't been so common until now because up until next year, up until 2 years ago, there were not high quality LEDs at the right price. So we were facing a really low quality LED products that was kind of damaging the reality and the image of LEDs. This is not the case nowadays. You have amazing LEDs with an amazing euro per micromole rate that offer really good solutions. But as you mentioned, our main image has been grown up based on our 600 watt ballast, as everyone probably knows. And regarding the ballasts, we can say that we will have a controllable range. So you probably saw it already during the last 1 year and a half, because we have introduced the controllable ballast range and it's been on the image right now. By controllable, it means that this can be controllable with our digital panel, which is also here on the side. It can work as a regular timer. You can dictate sunset and sunrise so that you don't cause stress on the plants when lights go off or on. Obviously, you can dim it with 1% increments instead of the standard knob on the ballast. And you can control the temperature. By this we mean you can stipulate a certain temperature, and if this temperature goes above what you have settled, the intensity will regulate automatically until the micromoles and the temperature gets to the point you have selected before. So this is something that is not new, but the new is that all our ballasts will be controllable only from next year. We will not increase the price of it, of course. It will be the same price of the dimmable versions one. And the 250 watt, the 400 watt and the 600 watt twin, they will remain dimmable only. But all the others will be controllable, and this is just as staying up to date and leading on innovation as before. Yeah. So this is about it regarding the ballast.
Yeah, it's quite incredible, isn't it, really? 2 decades and we're still innovating the HID range.
Yeah, it is, as I said before, I think LED, it's the future and it will be the future, but HID is still a very viable option.
Definitely.
So, and people know how to grow with HID better than LED, some of them. So we still offer great solutions for HID. And since you bring this topic, I can bring the next HID product that we are working in, and we're talking about a reflector. So at the moment on our range, we have some of the most sold refractors on our range is the Tekken.
Absolutely.
So we have the Tekken double-ended in Myro shade and the Tekken double-ended in Hammerton shade. But the truth is that we are missing on our range a high-quality, high-performing single-ended E40 reflector. So what we have designed, and it's now on, should be now on your screens, is the Tekken single-ended E40. This is basically a very similar reflector as the Tekken double-ended reflector, but it will be more compact and it will be ideal to use with E40 single-ended lamps, rated up until 1000 watt. So also we hope to have this available early next year, factory orders still this year.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So for our HID users out there, don't worry, we have not forgotten about you and we are still working really hard for you guys. So
Definitely, and without leaving HID, there is something we need to mention, which is the utopias. So we have been announcing the utopias for a while now. The reason why we haven't launched it yet, it's because we wanted to make it perfect. We could have launched it before, but there was a small bit that was not ready, in our opinion, which was to have the feature to be able to be used remote. Nevertheless, I think you have something near to you that we can show.
I absolutely do. I think, this is one of the things I really love about working at LUMATEK, though, is that we never bring out a product before we're truly happy with it. If we wouldn't use it ourselves, we won't bring it out.
Exactly, and this is directly applicable to the utopias. So basically, this utopia, the Utopia 630, 600, the main feature is that you can use both CMH and HPS lamps without the need to replace the fixture or the ballast. In this case, the unit is on with the 630 CMH lamp, but you can also use it with one of our brand new lamps, the 600 watt, 400 volt double-ended.
Absolutely love the new packaging.
Take the chance also to mention that all the HPS lamps will have new packaging similar to this. If you open, there is a little green inside. And yeah, this is the 600 400 volt double-ended lamp. It's not a very common lamp in the market, but it shows to have some performance, and it's actually very convenient to use if you want to mix a CMH and HPS. What I mean with this is that a very interesting way of growing and combining HPS and CMH is by using CMH 4200K in veg, and then you change for flowering with the CMH 3100K, and then last weeks of flowering you give a boost with the HPS to improve that yield. You could expect a very, very high quality crop due to the spectrum of the CMH.
Absolutely.
And then a boost with the HPS to affect the yield. It is a very interesting way of growing, mixing the CMH and HPS. Let's talk about another feature of the Utopia. We supply the Utopia from the box with the focal reflector. The focal reflector, it's ideal either for two options. Either you have a high ceiling space or you have a regular ceiling space, but you are using less plants. So for less plants or even one plant, it is recommended to use the focal reflector. If you plan to use several plants in a wider space, you can use our wide option reflector. These reflectors are very easy to change and interchange. They should be reposed and changed every year and a half, depends on the use. And yeah, you can also, as I was mentioning before, the main feature that was stopping us to release it was the remote option. So by remote option, I mean you can use the ballast away of the reflector. You just take this cable out here, and then you use an extension HID cable in case you want to use the ballast away. Obviously, this is if you want to control your temperature or any other reason. In your hand, you have the Utopia 1000.
Here we go, the big boy.
The Utopia 1000, at the moment, in the market there are not many 1000 CMH lamps certified and really high performing ones. So we will not recommend and will not sell the 1000 CMH lamp now. We will offer the Utopia as a very viable solution if you want to use HPS 400 volt double-ended, which is the lamp that it's in right now. It has the same features as the 630-600, but in this case, I rephrase, we will not recommend the 1000 CMH lamp for now, but once it's on, it will be available and ready to use with the Utopia 1000. So at this moment, we will recommend the 1000 Utopia as a 1000 fixture, basically double-ended 400 volt.
I think this links back again to what I was saying earlier about the fact that we really don't bring things out unless we're fully confident in them. We would never recommend anything unless we were just 100% sure about it. And if anybody out there has any questions about the Utopias, do please feel free to ask them in. We'd love to answer questions, and we have got our resident expert in today, so it would be a good moment to do it.
Before we go to the next, I would just like to bring some detail about the CMH lamps. Of course that you can dim CMH lamps on the controller or on the ballast, even though our features have the dimming knob to dim it, or you can dim it through our control panel. Dimming CMH lamps will make the lifetime to be affected. So in our recommendation, you should not dim the CMH lamps. the Utopia 630, you should use it at 100% in this case, and it will be perfect for 630 and 600 watt lamps. And if you want to dim it only the HPS lamp.
Okay, awesome. And what about our commercial growers? Have we got anything for them?
Yeah, so since we're talking about Utopias, we can talk about the commercial features that should be on your screen right now. The commercial features, they have the exact same features as the Utopia. The Utopia is 240 volts for domestic use, and the commercial features are especially indicated for growers that have large commercial projects.
Okay.
So this is something that we do also. We do light planning, we do commercial projects, large scale projects, and we would recommend these 400 volt current features for this use. Basically, as I said, they do exactly the same thing as the Utopia regarding HPS CMH. You can change the reflectors, but they are 400 volt current, which will allow you for a lower power consumption when using a triphasic power supply. And yeah, for sure, it's a great option for growers that are planning their greenhouse or their commercial grow and want to go with HID.
Brilliant. So effectively, whether you're a small hobby grower, a large hobby grower, or a commercial grower, we have a light for you.
We have a light for you if you are amateur, professional, if you are planning to make a greenhouse, a large commercial projects, HID, LED controllers, we can help it out.
LUMATEK is the one-stop shop.
I think so. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. So thank you so much for talking us through the HID updates. And now on to everybody's favorite topic of 2020, LED improvements. So what have we got coming in 2021?
Okay, I'm going to stand because we have some new stuff coming in, especially regarding the ATIS. So regarding the ATIS, we will remain with the ATIS standard, so the 200 and 300, but we thought it was time we were prepared to launch a ATIS Pro. And by this, I mean we would make some changes on our current ATIS, both 200 and 300. So it will be the ATS 200 Pro and ATS 300 Pro. And the majority of the changes we will make, I can explain you quite correctly. So if we notice here the LED bars of the ATIS, we notice that we have plastic corners on all edges. This will result on affecting the PAR PPFD maps and the micromoles on the map. So basically we are losing performance on these corners. So what we will do on the ATIS Pro is removing all these plastic corners, increasing the number of diodes until the end of each bar. Obviously this will result in a better light spread and a higher efficiency. It's planning to be a 2.7 micromole per joule efficiency for both 300 and 200. And not only this, other stuff that we will do, it's regarding the IP level. So by IP, I mean for waterproof and dustproof. We will remove the dimming knob from the structure and the vents from the sides, because this is the main reason we are having an IP20. It's important to refer that IP20 for domestic use in smaller spaces, it's more than enough. Our fixtures are IP20, but still for the Pro version, we will make it IP65. And by being IP65, we will make a slimmer driver. The dimmer will be in a dimmer box, exactly like the ZEUS range. And this will result obviously in the ATIS Pro range. This is about the ATIS.
Exciting.
Very exciting. Let's see when we launch it. We're planning to launch it in early next year.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to keep up to date with that, please do feel free to follow all of our socials, because we always keep up to date with those, letting people know when they can expect things so that they can get their pennies together.
We should put some info on our content and our website very soon. The ATIS Pro, I forgot to mention that it will also be controllable with the digital panel. Exactly the way you control it with the ZEUS range.
Yeah.
So it will be a very interesting product to have, and hopefully early next year. I just want to leave our growers relaxed that if you have the current ATIS 200 or the current ATIS 300, you have a great product. You will have a great result. But for those who are looking for something more, the Pro range will be ideal.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Looks like we have something else, right?
How exciting. My favorite topic, light bars.
Okay, so here on my hand I just have a regular a regular light bar, one of our light bars from our ZEUS. This is a 100-watt light bar, and I'm holding it just to explain another product that we will launch, which will be a 100-watt full spectrum individual light bar. By this, I mean it will be a single 100-watt light bar with hooking points on the back and with the unit driver. So it means that it will have its own driver. It will not be connected to any of the fixtures. It will be perfectly for supplemental lighting. By this I mean, imagine you have a grey room that one ZEUS 600, for example, or one ZEUS 600 Pro, it's not enough, and two of them it's too much. You need to compensate the edges. This bar will be perfect. You can use it as top lighting. You want to use it as side lighting, as bottom lighting. You can use it any way you want. It will be full spectrum, and I think it will be a hit. It will be extremely helpful for our growers.
Absolutely.
Sure.
I mean, even just from having heard all of the feedback from so many of our growers in our shops, it's one of the things they have been really quite highly requesting. So it's really exciting to be able to finally be bringing it to them and fulfilling their needs in that area.
For sure. And since we are talking about bars, I think we can.
Should we talk about another light bar?
Yeah, why not? We are working already on a new style bar for the future. Once again, if you have the current bars, it's a full spectrum bar, you can expect great results, but as innovation...
Anybody who's used it at home already knows that.
They know this, right?
That's fine.
Yeah, you already know this. But anyway, as innovation keeps progressing, we need to progress also, and we are developing the no acrylic bars. By this I mean we will remove the acrylic cover, as you see it right here. This is just a prototype, and it's a 93 watt suitable for the ZEUS 465. But by removing the acrylic cover and adding a clear glue silicone cover, we can still ensure the IP65, and more important, we are able to raise the efficiency in 0.2 micromoles per joule. So we will be raising the efficiency from 2.7 to 2.9 if we're talking about the Pro with this simple move by removing the acrylic cover. We don't recommend you to remove the acrylic cover on your current units because you will affect the IP level, okay? But yeah, this will be part of the near future, and we will have these light bars available on the future fixtures.
Brilliant. And whilst I have the head of product development here with me, maybe I could ask you a question that I often get asked by my customers is, should they be concerned about the longevity of the magnet?
No, it's an excellent question. The magnet and the click was a big feature of our LED. It was actually very handy, and it has been a success. And of course, that it's logic that people ask how long the magnet will last. It is designed to last more than 6 years. But of course, if something happens, if you notice that the screw is getting loose, we will obviously have it as a spare component, and we can send it to you, and you just replace it easily. But you should not be worried with this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks
Since
so
we're
much,
talking
Martin.
about the bars, we can also mention, I'm sure most of the people know already, but why do we have these fins on the back of the bars?
The LUMATEK purple.
Yeah, it does give a great image impact, but it's our way of making it passive cooling. So the bar itself doesn't heat up too much, but even the heat generated, it's getting passed by with this kind of fins. So the same as we do in our ballasts, we do also on the LED bars.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And do you have perhaps another bar that you would like to speak about?
Yes, so you probably heard about it. We were designing some supplemental light LED bars. Initially, in the beginning of the year, we mentioned far red and UV bars. The plan was to mix both on the single bar, but due to the different longevity of each light, so the UV light is a very sensible light. So if we mixed it, we would not be able to offer the same warranty on that UV light as on other lights.
Okay.
So ideally, and even on a growing perspective, is it showing that UVB and UVA can have an impact on your grow if used correctly during flowering. So if you use 70 to 18% of UVB, 20 to 30% UVA together on a single bar, 20 to 30 watts during flowering, you can have a result affecting the quality of the crop and the quantity, so the yield in this case. These bars should be available from early next year, and they can be used in different ways. If you're using several fixtures, it will be perfect to place them in between each fixture. If you're using a single fixture, it's perfect to use them in the middle of the fixture. But once again, I don't want to scare any of our current growers. If you are using any of our current products, they are full spectrum, they are designed for full cycle, they will offer outstanding results. Obviously, this is just an add-on for growers that want to experience something extra.
This is for our artisan growers.
Yeah, because it's true that we don't have UV light on our current LEDs, so it will be
for good reason.
For the good reason I already tried to explain.
Absolutely. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you the same question I asked about HID. What about our commercial growers?
Okay, so for commercial growers, this is also a product that we have been developing. So as I explained before, we work on commercial projects around Europe, and we have dedicated a long time to that. LEDs for commercial projects. Our LED are spider style, and they are specially designed for indoor use.
Yep.
So imagine you are projecting a greenhouse, and you were thinking, oh, can I use the ZEUS there? Our recommendation is no, because obviously you will create a lot of shadow area and it will take penetration of the sun. So for those commercial grows, we are developing a greenhouse commercial fixture, LED commercial fixture. It will be a different way of growing, of course. It will be a compact 600 watt version in 3.3 to 3.5 micromole per joule efficiency, and it will be a great supplemental lighting for greenhouses. So very excited with that one too. We hope it's still under development, but it's a product that we will for sure launch during next year for our professional growers or commercial growers that are looking for good LED solutions for greenhouses.
We've had a very busy year, haven't we?
Yeah, I don't sleep, Nat, basically.
Who needs sleep when you have LUMATEK?
It's okay, no need.
Okay, great. Okay, so thank you so much again for explaining all of that. So now, maybe a good time to answer some questions from our audience.
Yeah, excellent. I'd love to see some, yeah. For sure. Let's see what we have.
What do the people want to know?
By the way, thank you all that are watching us at the moment, and whoever is not watching it will watch it later on. It's great to have you.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. And thank you to everybody who entered our competition and who sent in questions. We really, really appreciate it. I think that's another thing that we've really enjoyed about the last few years is the amount of increased interaction we've had with our customers and our growers. Oh, here we go.
Okay, so we have a question. It is actually a very common question. What distance is recommended to hang LEDs above the plant canopy, and what power setting should we use? So this is probably one of the main questions we get each day.
Definitely.
On our content and on our website, we don't recommend a specific distance and intensity for a single reason, because these will vary with several factors. Some strains require more PPFD than others. Your grow setup can influence these, if you are counting with reflection or not. So if we are giving a certain value, it could not be applicable to all our growers. But anyway, as a standard reference, what we say is, if you are using it, for example, the ZEUS 600 or 465, you can use it at 40 centimeters. For veg, use it at 50%. And for beginning of flowering, so the first days you use it at 75%, and then you change it for 100% for the rest of flowering. This should allow the micromoles to be correct on all stages. Once again, we should look at the micromoles, we should not look at the lumens. Lumens is not a use for us. We are talking about micromoles, so as long as you see our recommendation micromoles per grow stage, if you understand a bit about your strain, the target that you should look at micromoles, then you can follow those micromole maps that we have.
Absolutely, and we always have this type of information available on our website as well, so please always feel free to check out our resources tab.
If it's not on a website, whatever you need to know, we are always available to clarify.
Feel free to contact us, we love to hear from you.
Please.
Yeah. Okay. So, where can I purchase your products? There is nowhere to buy on the LUMATEK website. You're absolutely correct, there is nowhere to buy on the LUMATEK website, and the reason for that is that we actually don't sell directly to end users. We work in partnership with a range of wholesalers and retailers around the world actually now. And if you're interested in purchasing our products and you'd like to find out where your nearest retailer is, have a look on our website because we list them all there, and I'm sure they would be more than happy to help.
Very good. And we have another question. Okay, this one I already covered slightly before, but what is the main difference between a standard and a Pro version? So the main difference here, it's the efficiency of the diodes and the number of diodes. But in this case, the Pro version has more efficient diodes and it has an extra boost of red diodes. So the red diodes will give you a boost for flowering, so you can expect higher results on the flowering stage using the Pro version. This is the main difference between one and another. Yeah.
But great feedback on both.
Yeah, both of them perform really, really well. As I explained, the 600 standard you can still use in 1.2 per 1.2. The Pro, you should have a longer and a bigger footprint.
Oh, Martin, one of your favorite questions here from Clinton Swart.
Okay, so what is the gram per watt on the ZEUS 600 watt Pro? Once again, thank you, Clinton, for this question. It depends. The grow it's like a formula. You have several factors affecting this formula and your grow. So it's hard for us to say you will get these grams per watt if you grow with our LEDs. No, but if you grow well on all the other grow factors, you can expect certainly, and this is the result we've been having, higher than 2 grams per watt. If you are an experienced grower, the results we have been getting is that you use less plants, 4 to 5 in your coverage area. You train the plants, you top the plants if needed, but at least LST, low stress training, and you can expect to do easily 2 grams per watt. Yeah. Of course, once again, guys, this is what you can expect if you don't make mistakes on the other aspects of your grow.
Brilliant. Okay, cool. So we've got another question here. Can I remove the driver from LED fixtures and place outside the grow tent, and how can I do that? This is a really great question, and again, this is one that we get quite a lot. So you absolutely can, and one of the big advantages of that is, again, a reduction in heat. So what you do is it's very, very, very simple. There's just a screw, you unscrew it, and then you attach. We sell a 5-meter extension cable, and then you're able to mount your ballast wherever you'd like, including outside, or driver, apologies.
No, it's perfect. Okay, we have another question from Ryan Knight. Can I hook up both a LED and an Aurora to one controller? So the answer is yes. You just need to use our Control Panel Plus. By Plus, it means that it can work with both LED and HID systems. HID, the Aurora will be included on that. And you just you need to use them in different zones. For example, you use Aurora in zone A, and then you use the LED in zone B. The only difference here is the limit of fixture per zone. For HID you can use up until 200 units per zone, and the LED it's 50 units per zone. But replying, it's yes.
Awesome.
Okay, have another question here.
Okay, cool. Do I need to change any setting on the unit to remove or add a certain number of light bars? No, you don't, to keep it short. And the reason for that is that we actually use an intelligent driver, so you don't need to amend anything. You can simply click in and out the bars. It's no problem at all. And the magical driver will do the rest.
Exactly. Next question. What is the best way to measure and compare LED fixtures? Okay, so if you are a professional, there are better ways to do it. You either get for example, one of these devices, you can get a quantum sensor, for example, which are very, very, very useful. Or you can use one of these spectrometers if it wants to go out.
I believe in you, Martin.
Okay, so this is a regular spectrometer and PPFD, which is one of the most important bits. Of course, this could be an expensive device, but it gives you accurate readings. So it will be a very plausible option to use to compare devices. If not, if you don't have the possibilities to get one of these, there are other ways. A very good way to compare LED fixtures is by comparing the euro per micromole rate. So you will divide the total cost of the fixtures per the number of micromoles, in this case per the ppf. And then you'll compare it. Of course, the credibility of the brand, the warranty of the brand. This is all important aspects to choose a LED fixture. But I think I've tried to cover it. Yeah. And it looks like that we are moving to the giveaways.
Yay.
Should we mention anything about any other products? Okay. let's go to
I think maybe we have a surprise in store. Maybe we have one that we'd absolutely love to talk about.
It's true. So we didn't mention on the upcoming products, but here at our site we have one of the ZEUS 1000 watt, and by one of the two ZEUS, I mean that this unit we have not been advertising at all. We will be launching two ZEUS 1000. The one we have here, it will be called the ZEUS 1000 watt Extreme PPF CO2. So by this, we mean that these fixtures should be used with supplemental use of CO2. As you can see now on the PAR PPFD maps on the screen, you can see an immense and very intense canopy average of PPFD. So our main suggestion is that it is great for 1.5 per 1.5 up until 1.7 per 1.7 meters grow area. Especially design, once again I insist, the use of CO2, because the CO2 will allow the plants to absorb more micromoles, and if you don't use it, excess or too less micromoles can damage a lot your crop. So this is a very viable solution. We have a lot of expectations on this product. It is different from all our other LEDs because you will need a higher distance between the plant and the canopy and the light. But a very interesting solution for sure. It's 10 bars, 100 watt each bar, and as you see, the canopy average is just
it's a beast of light.
Yeah,
it really is. And possibly our most highly anticipated product ever. I mean, I cannot count the number of times that people have asked us about the 1000 watt LED, so it's quite exciting to actually be able to say not only are we releasing one, but we're actually releasing two fixtures.
Yeah, exactly. We get requests about 1000 like every day, a lot of them. So we apologize for the delay in launching this product, but once again, as I explained before, we want to do things perfectly. This unit will be available in 2 weeks for factory orders, and it will be available early next year in stock in Europe. Not forgetting the 1000 watt unit that we've been advertising, which is the ZEUS 1000 watt Pro. The ZEUS 1000 watt Pro is very in line with the way of growing with our current ZEUS 600 and 465 regarding heights. By this I mean it will be a longer frame, so it will be around 170 centimeters length frame with 10 bars. And basically the difference between this and the 600 is that there will be a slightly shorter space between bars. This will result in a rectangle footprint. Approximately it will be 2 meters by 1.4, and you can expect a better light spread and canopy average. So a lot of expectations for that product too. I could not tell which of both will have more success. Once again, different ways of growing. With this last I mentioned, you can do vertical farming. With that one you can't, or you shouldn't. But extreme expectation for both.
Yeah, our range is so versatile now. We really have something for everybody.
Yeah, we hope to. Obviously the development should not stop, and we hope to hear your feedback. It's very important for us to keep improving. So yeah.
Keep bringing on the feedback.
Keep bringing to us, please.
Okay, now let's give away some prizes.
Yes, let's go with the third prize.
So in third prize, we have got our 300 watt Attis that my team explained in detail earlier. And just once again, thank you so much to everybody who entered. We're having so much fun with this. It really is a community-based experience, so thank you guys. Okay, and to select the winners, we're using a randomized process. So sorry to everybody who contacted me today asking to rig it. It's impossible. So let's find out who won. And the winner is
Jamie Halkett 94.
Woo!
Congrats to you. We will be shipping the unit to you, and congrats once again.
Congratulations. Yeah, we'll get in touch with you directly and we will get that to you as soon as possible.
Okay, now we have the compact, the 465 compact, which I have explained and covered today, a while ago. Let's see who is the winner for this one. So we will be contacting you after this, and we will be shipping this unit to you. Congratulations.
Congratulations, and thank you for entering. And last, but certainly not least, the biggest hit, ZEUS 600 watt Pro. Who will win this? Okay, and we have a winner. It is Daniel Rubio. Congratulations, thank you for entering, and thank you to everybody who entered our competition. And hearts go out to those who didn't win, but always keep an eye on our socials because we are always doing competitions and giveaways, so stay tuned for more.
A huge thank you for all, and also a huge thank you for whoever makes this possible. In this case, I'm talking about also our amazing tech team, which is helping and supporting us.
We love
thank
you
for all.
guys.
Thank you, Connor. Thank you, Bruno, Miguel, David. You're a rock, man.
See you next time.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.